Yeah, I think we were planning to head toward Ivarstead, to the Greybeards, but there's no way to really quick travel there, so we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Long sword. Unbrometery. It doesn't look like it's far away, but we're going to have to go around a massive mountain range. Or rather, a gigantic mountain. I'm not sure how easy this trip is going to be. Is that a rat? We want to rely on conjuration weaponry, we do have to buff them. They aren't that good at the moment. At the same time, I don't exactly have one-handed weapon fighting skills either, so I know what I would be expecting. These are bandits. Why aren't they reacting to my presence? The chief is probably going to be the strongest one, so that's why I target him. Three more bandits coming our way. I'm sort of confused who's attacking who here. Aren't you gonna protect yourself? That's what I thought. Anything will help. Well, want just everyone else to do the fighting. What the fuck? I don't know what to say to that. Oh, two bandit chiefs. Okay, that's bad. Bandit Chief is a fairly decent enemy. That's why I'm running away. Yeah, I can get her to attack the other guys I saw here.
You picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Thought I heard something.
Heard nothing. Bandit Chief should be far superior to the other guys. Ah. Excellent. So the Bandit Chief basically ran out of duration.
Must kill.
Okay, this wasn't so bad. Didn't go exactly as planned either, but hardly matters. We won in the end. No Torodo. I'm sort of confused. Where are all the dead people? Steal, steal, steal. I'm taking his sweet roll and eating it. Like taking a sweet roll from a bandit. A lot of work for nothing. So clearly another bandit camp. Still, we need the money. We need the experience. Something happened to this guy. I can't even research the remains anymore. Shit. Taking dual casting mode on destruction. Impact is a nice ability to have anyway. And it'll keep the... has the benefit of keeping the noise from the spells lower. We cast them individually, produce quite a lot of noise really. Only double the normal one. We combine it, it's pretty much... the effectiveness is in the same range. I don't have to listen to the constant gigantic noise it makes. We do need to buff the conjured items for weaponry. Just because I know destruction mechanic doesn't mean I don't want to use the other weaponry.
Who's there? Rodolphe? That you?
Yeah?
Boss was looking for you, said he'd be up at the summit. Better not keep him waiting.
Oper the Blind. Oprah's book. How did this son of a bitch see me? We can always return there and resurrect him if we encounter too much trouble. The thing is, duration of our resurrection spell isn't all that high at the moment. So I don't want to resurrect people unless I have some predictable use for them. Simply, I don't know where the enemies are, so I'll leave him here, leave him there. Once we have a
You picked a bad time to get lost.
spellcaster. Ooh, good.
Just a scratch.
I don't particularly care about the end results of that fight.
Huh? Thought I heard something.
You did. Come on, baby. Not bad. Goal is to try to get pretty much just better at everything. Try to open up our options. Never know what'll end up being useful later on. Alchemy lab, might as well use it. Some kind of wolf in a cave.
You think it'll work?
Cage.
Not. Dogs I could train, but a half-starved wolf, not a chance.
Right. Lucky if it... Is someone there?
Time to end this little... I'll show you a real fight.
Tell you what, you start running so I can stab you in the back.
Oh, that's bad. Everyone died and I'm still alive. That's how it needs to go. big problem with the resurrected guys at the moment is the duration is too low. It's sort of the same problem with the berserk spell we have at the moment. It's 30 seconds of forced berserking. It doesn't sound bad, but how these fights are actually going, the 30 seconds is barely enough to get anyone killed. We need to extend the duration. And we probably have a couple of choices there. I'm not sure if we want to take all of them. I'm sure they'll stack. But we need, I'd say we need to at least double the duration. Bit to a minute. Then that's something that we'll quit. That's enough time to get results. Enough time to move around here a little bit and not waste a resurrected creature. Iron ore. We got a note to Rodolph. Rodolph, your little stunts try my patience. I know my uncle has issues, but he is our watchman and you will respect him. No more sneaking in and out. No more games with his letter or nails on his chair. One more joke and you'll see how funny a day in the cage can be. Signed Bar. Well, that's worrisome. There's a reasonable chance that Mr. Highwar is still waiting for us. White River up. Overlook.
Picked a bad time to get lost, friend. Just a scratch.
This isn't good. Running out of magic at way too early. It isn't that bad at doing damage. Nothing. Oh, yeah. This is why we have this. Highborn to the rescue. No, don't fall down. Ivarstead. Iron hand gauntlets. Two-handed attacks do more damage. Any proper loot? Banded iron armor of major alteration. Circlet of minor archery. Okay, decent stuff. Pickings have been good these past few weeks. Must be because of the war. Lots of merchants and cowards looking for somewhere to curl up and hide from all the fighting. I've told the men to ease the burden on these poor souls by relieving them of all that gold they're carrying. Guard patrols along the road are way up. We can barely set foot outside. Travelers must have complained to the Jarl. It looks like the guard isn't ready to move against us yet, but the pressure is getting to the men. I'm having Rajir keep watch with Ulfer now. That should shut them up about our security. Damn that Balgruuf. A mutiny among my men? I can hardly believe it. Thank the gods Ulfer heard of it in time. He may be blind, but he's not deaf. I killed Anger myself, and a couple of the others ran for it, but we hunted them down quick enough. Only Aisa and Rajir got away. Good riddance. There's rumor of a dragon attack on Helgen. A dragon. Hardly. More likely just a story made up by some idiot frightened out of his wits by the war. In any case, the guards seem to have pulled back to the city, so we've been able to run a few decent raids again. One of the merchants had some odd cargo. Bunch of pelts and animals, including a wolf. I let the men roast the other animals, but the wolf, I say, be handy to have a guard dog like that, if we could just train him a little. Yeah, a wolf is not a dog. If you want a dog, just get a goddamn dog. Okay. Not bad at all. I'm not going back to this ritual stuff. I read a book about some kind of sides in Skyrim. Yeah, it increased our knowledge of the sides a little bit. We still have about 200 pounds free carry weight, so I'm not heading back to the city to sell the loot or disenchant the items. We still didn't get anything that we want to use, though. Not sure if I want the money more or do I want to disenchant the items. At the moment, money might be more valuable. We can always get additional versions of the enchantments on some item. It's not a big deal. And it outlaw. Horse riding is not all that great of a thing. It actually reduces your mobility, in my opinion. And fighting is very, very inconvenient on horseback. Illusion spells work on high-level animals. I think I'll do the bound weapons do more damage. Later duration for reanimated undead. I'll leave the horse there. The horse isn't that much faster anywho. It's supposed to. Ooh, they're selling it to you by saying it has a lot of stamina, but doesn't even have that. False advertising what it is. Do I go to the ritual stone of the cave first? Grey Winter. Well, I think I'll go for the ritual stone. I'm not sure if I'm gonna take it. Probably. I don't want the experience points passive ability. They're certainly benefiting us. That's not the point. It's just if you want more experience, just play a little bit more. The difference isn't that big of a deal. Especially if in exchange you could get some proper magical items. Necromancer's robes. Better robes than what I'm having. Light Mage 50%, Necromancer 75. So we get a cool looking skull on the robe too. Oh. Not exactly all that cool. Once a day, those under the sign of the ritual can reanimate nearby corpses to fight for them. Yeah, sure. A super big fan of the ability. Anything's better than the experience point gains. Anything is more interesting than the experience points gains. Let's put it that way. Want the dull ability, more experiences, the dullest you can go with. And I suppose I view this as more of a character development perspective. You're not learning anything new, you're not being able to do anything new, you just do things a little bit faster. Gain experience a little bit faster. Not quite the same thing. Ability to do things faster is genuinely very, very useful. Quite sure what we're getting into, I better be a little bit careful. Waiting for the Mantica to recover a little bit. Grey Winter Walk. Looks like a normal cave. No signs. It's a troll cave. Shit. I don't know if frost attacks are all that useful against trolls. I think they're weak to fire or something like that. We have a flame matron. I don't want to go into melee with them. That's a terrible idea. Two of them. have fairly decent regeneration going too. I need to kill one of them. I don't know what would be the good method. I need to be more... be able to cast more. Fire seems to be a good option. The shittiest fire attack is better than nothing. So this is good. The ritual stone and the conjuration don't use the same slot, so we can combine them. What? Yeah, I resurrected some other people. Okay. So it's a quite a wide area resurrection. Okay, it's a better ability than I gave it credit for. What's the duration? Well, it's clearly over 3 minutes, so it's much better than the current duration of our resurrection spell. So yeah, it might also have one benefit. We have the resurrection spell we have is level limited. I'm not sure if the ritual stone is. So no matter what we kill, we might be able to resurrect it. Pick a skull and pick it up. Okay. I like the ritual stone a little bit better than I initially did. I can see that it has a lot of potential. I mean, imagine a situation like the large fight with the bandits, I suppose. We could just, if we don't have to win the fight. We turn it around. Ooh, fuck this bow. We could just kill a couple of guys and then use the ritual stone to immediately turn the fight in our favor. Maybe some kind of endurance fight where enemies are being trickled toward you, and then there's might be some bigger fight at the end of it, the boss. So instead of just draining our resources, which we would have to do, we could still, when the big fight starts, we could turn things around by resurrecting all the previous people. I'm not sure if there's a limit to how many these guys can raise, but it raised 3 people in a very wide area. So if we fight in a chamber, for example, we could probably resurrect most of the guys there. Don't I do this? You gonna treat me as hostile? You should. I don't want to wait so much.
Thank you.
Okay, additional bonus. The bodies don't turn to ash when they die. But we can still resurrect them again, I guess. Right? Yes. Okay, I like the ritual stone quite a bit at this point. I thought it would be a lot, basically just a replication of our normal resurrection ability, but it seems to have enough exceptions to the normal rules that, yeah, I see it as very, very, very useful. Okay. It's definitely better than it initially seemed. Still long away from Ivarstead, but we have less than our maximum carry weight, so I don't think I want to go anywhere. Sell off our loot quite a bit. We can easily go to Whiterun, then quick travel back, but I think we want to push a little bit forward before doing that. However, I will end here now. There's a Stormcloak military camp there. No business there. It would not provide us with anything interesting even if we went in there and killed everyone. It's just a military camp. It has soldiers there. That's it. They're not rich. They don't have loot. They just kill people for a living. So no good. And some kind of a ruin there. And some kind of bridge there. I think we're just gonna keep following the road and depending on what we find, make our choices on the fly. Big deal is still to keep developing our character, so hopefully by the time we reach Ivarstead, we have a little bit of experience under our belt, a few perks, so we are in a much better position to do things. I definitely need to get fire attack spells. Even if I don't prefer them, it just makes a lot of sense against certain enemies.